Welcome to the Medium's Voice podcast. We're back after Christmas and New Year 2025. So hello everyone. For those new listeners out there, I'm Philip Robinson. I'm joined here with my co-host Michelle Mosley.
Hello.
And
it's nice to be back.
Welcome back, everyone. Yes, we've enjoyed a break. We've enjoyed our time off. It's been lovely, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has been. But do you know what? I'm quite glad to be back and doing things again for spirit.
And keeping busy.
Spirit, yeah.
Same.
It's nice to have that time off, isn't it? That time out. But it's good to be back. Do you know what I think? Once you've had that break, you're back with that renewed enthusiasm.
And, yeah, exactly. Yeah,
you're just like raring to go again.
It feels like you've been gone for like 6 months, but you've only really had a few weeks off. Yeah, so yeah. But yeah, so I mean, I had a nice Christmas. I'm presuming you had a nice Christmas.
I had a wonderful Christmas. I have just been to a funeral though as well, so it's been a bit of a mixed bag, to be honest. Yeah. But it has been a lovely, lovely Christmas.
Did you play lots of games?
Board games.
Yeah, I know you were planning that, so I did as well.
Yes.
And by the way, just a recommendation. We played a game where this was at my friend's house, where you can't use any words or gestures. You only have to make the sounds. Right. And I would highly recommend that. It's really hard.
I think, wasn't there something on a social media site about that as well?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I think there is. Because I was watching it.
It was like sound something or other it's called, but yeah, it was really funny.
You have to mime the sounds. Is that it?
Yeah, but you couldn't use any words.
Yeah.
So it was difficult. It was hilarious. Anyway, we digress in there, but but yeah, it was really good. Then just after actually a couple of weeks back, I had a workshop, first workshop of the year, that went really well, and I also then went down to the Affinity College for the week. So
I know.
Volunteered down there.
How exciting, because they have the open day coming up.
This year, yes.
May, isn't it?
I can't remember the exact... May bank holiday, I think, isn't it? So, but that was great down there. There was only a handful of us and we just volunteered to do some decorating and stuff. It was really fun.
Lovely.
Yeah, so
it's a wonderful, wonderful place, isn't it?
And then I've got a workshop next week as well, so...
Well, I've got an exciting time this year as well. I've got a lot of demonstrations booked in, and I'm also doing a tour with Mr. Les Henderson, doing spirit portraits and mediumship.
Oh yeah, I'd seen some adverts for that actually recently.
We're travelling all over the north of England. Our first one is in Roker in February.
Oh wow! Oh,
can't remember the date though.
Yeah, I'm like that. I'm terrible unless I put it in my diary. None the wiser. Yeah. Well, I'll have to keep an eye out and come along. Be your tech support again.
Yeah, I think we need tech support. So today, Philip, I had a thought. So I was thinking, I mean, obviously we like to chat about lots of different things, don't we? But what about talking about the divine language of the universe? Synchronicities. That's a good one, isn't it?
It is a good one, yeah.
Synchronicities from spirit. Are they from spirit or are they just cosmic coincidences? They can be random coincidences. Let me get that right. Coincidences. Or are they signs from the universe or the spirit world guiding us on our journey, our path of life? But here's a fun fact for you, Phil. A fun fact, do you?
Yeah, I do.
So the fun fact of the day is...
We need a little jingle for that, don't we? Fun fact of the day.
Fun fact of the day. Synchronicities is a term which was named by Carl Jung to describe meaningful coincidences that go beyond just mere chance.
Oh.
But from a spiritualist perspective, these occurrences, they can be seen as signs of messages from the spirit world, guiding us towards a greater alignment within our life's purpose or our path, can't they? Some samples for people out there that don't know about synchronicities. Some samples are maybe just like common signs of chance meetings with people. Dreams is always a good one, isn't it? And numbers. I know you were saying about numbers, weren't you?
I get a thing with numbers all the time where I see 11 minutes past 9, and I'm
Yeah.
always thinking, have I just somehow programmed myself into that, like, routine within my brain, or is there something more to it, like you're talking about there? And I could go months, and then it'll just all of a sudden happen. So I'm kind of inclined to say there's something else to it, more than just my brain programmed to look at the time at that specific moment.
See, I, do you know what? I would say as well, I've got experience with chance meetings with synchronicities. And I do think as well that there's, that they are signs, obviously signs from the spirit world. I honestly think that they are more than just mere coincidences. I'll share a little bit about my experience. Not long after somebody that was very, very close to me passed away, we were doing a charity event, and it was kayaking.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah. And, we were raising money for a certain hospice, and we didn't have enough boats. And we were absolutely panicking, thinking, well, we've got these people. And I think we were one or two boats short.
Right.
And we were just like racking our brains on where we're going to get these boats from, because we had so many. And it was about 2 weeks later, just by pure chance, a gentleman was just chatting to us, and we were just saying that we were doing this charity event, and he had spare boats.
Oh, wow.
And lent them to us.
Isn't that strange?
How weird is that?
That is weird, yeah.
That is really weird, yeah.
And then I'm presuming you've never met that man before.
Never in my life.
Yeah.
I've never seen him again since, which was even stranger.
That is strange, though, isn't it? And because to me, that makes you think, well, has the spirit world had some influence in that?
Yeah,
to
exactly.
direct you to that person.
Guided, yeah.
Yeah, because, I mean, we all have feelings where we meet someone, say, for the first time, and we're like, oh, I feel drawn to that person, don't you? Or you feel that pull, and I wonder then, is that the spirit world, or is it our intuition, or what is it?
I think sometimes as well, isn't there? I know, I don't know whether you've had this before, but I know that I have, where I've got up in the morning, or like a family member has just come straight into my head, and I've just had this urge to call.
Yeah.
And there's always been a reason.
Yeah. That you had to call them.
Yeah, that I had to call them. It's almost,
It does make you wonder, though, because what I'm saying there is it influenced by the spirit world, but also it could be your psyche, couldn't it? It could be your psyche. That's
not with the chance meetings, I don't think. No,
not in that
that's
instance.
Totally different.
Actually,
yeah. I suppose with the where you get the urge to call somebody
who you know,
yeah.
Because I think then maybe the psychics, it's always there, it's always active in the background, whether or not you're consciously focusing on it or not, it's a different thing. But yeah, the chance meeting thing, that is bizarre.
Yeah, that was bizarre, wasn't it?
Yeah. Funny enough, because we were just talking before we started recording about synchronicities and stuff like that, and I'd completely forgot that I went to a friend's wedding. I'm going back quite a few years here now, and I drove 4.5 hours to a place in Scotland. And
love Scotland.
Oh, it was gorgeous.
Beautiful.
It was at a castle. It was lovely.
Even better.
I know. And I pulled into the car park, and gets out of the car, and lo and behold, there's someone I know walking across the car park. However, they weren't going to the wedding.
How weird.
So that person was from Scotland. They live like hours away from this place in Scotland, and they'd been to the castle doing something else. And I just happened to bump into them going to my friend's wedding.
Is that a synchronicity though, or is that just a
chance?
Chance, yeah. Because my husband, it doesn't matter where we go, he always bumps into somebody we know.
I suppose,
it doesn't matter what. Even, do you know what? We can go on holiday to anywhere, probably anywhere in the world, and he'd still bump into somebody he knows. We always
haven't said that. Yeah, I'm inclined to agree, because all my friends joke about the fact that I know somebody everywhere.
Exactly,
and yeah. I was going on.
I don't think that's quite synchronicity.
No, maybe it's not actually
that's probably,
thinking about it.
Yeah.
Chance. It's just a very slim chance, isn't it? Really. I only know about 3 or 4 people in Scotland.
I don't know anybody.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I mean, I'm a bit like your Chris, and I was going on a flight to Holland once and bumped into someone I know on the airport, and you think, oh, dear.
Oh, we did that in Rome.
which is just weird, isn't it?
Yeah. It was a family that lived down the road from us. They were on the same flight.
That's even
We
more
were
bizarre,
like,
though, isn't
how
it?
weird.
Yeah.
But I suppose what we're talking about with synchronicities, though, is more to do with the spiritual experience,
Yes.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Rather than just
Generic life.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Rather than just
I just went off on a tangent.
You
there.
did. Yeah, we both do. We have that tendency. But yeah, obviously talking about our experiences there. But what about dreams as well? Because dreams are one, aren't they? Have you had anything,
I'm really... So I don't really dream that often anymore.
No, I don't.
I used to a lot, especially when I first started getting involved with spiritualism. I was having quite a lot of what I would describe as spiritual dreams. Dreams that I knew weren't necessarily normal, if you know, in the scheme of things. Like, for example, I was speaking to these people in my dreams who I felt like I knew, but I'd never met them before, which is really bizarre.
So what made you think then, Philip, that wasn't just an ordinary dream?
So I woke up and I had that feeling that the spirit world was still around and about, which was quite bizarre. Even though I hadn't set the intention to work with the spirit world, I just went to bed and went to sleep and, counting the sheep.
But they do draw near us, don't they, in dream state?
Yeah,
so,
and when you're relaxed, isn't it?
Exactly.
It's, yeah.
But more often than not, it's normally just before we wake up, isn't it? Because we're in
like the deeper state. Is it REM sleep?
REM
sleep, yeah.
I think, unless anybody can put us right on that.
Yeah, please do if we are wrong.
Well, don't quote us on that.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Don't put us in a study. Michelle and Philip once said.
I know you've just said about your experience with dreams, Phil, but, I've got to be honest. My head hits the pillow and I'm out like a light. Don't remember a thing till the next morning.
Very vanilla, very beige, just...
Yeah. Unless I've had a bit of alcohol
Well,
prior.
yeah, that's a whole different ballgame,
Yeah.
Yeah, to be fair, probably the last 5 or 6 years, I don't really dream that often anymore anyway. But it does make me wonder, and this is a controversial one, because I always bring this up as well.
I like controversial.
The whole thing of historically within mediumship of closing down and opening up. And it is controversial.
Love
Prepare,
this.
everyone.
Love it.
Prepare. But to me, say you're here now, you're alive and kicking in the physical body, and would you shut your family out? If your family came to your door, you wouldn't slam the door in the face, would you?
Definitely
No.
not.
So to me, when we're in the spirit world and we have this whole thing of closing down, you're essentially just saying, oh, if you want to come near us, spirit world, family, loved ones, that's lovely, but not today. And you're slamming the door in the face. And this is why I don't agree with the whole closing down, opening up thing. I just kind of think that, it's common sense. The spirit world aren't going to be around you when you want your own time, when you're doing stuff, when you're in the bath. Why would the spirit world want to be there at that moment in time? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's just common
Phil,
sense.
though, it is common sense because they're people, aren't they?
Exactly.
They have the same personality. They are people. So it is about using your common sense, isn't it?
And I was trained and developed with the whole, I would call it old school way now, of opening up and closing down. But however, now I don't really bother to do anything like that. When I'm working with the spirit world, I'm working with the spirit world. When I'm not, I'm not. And
isn't that really strange? Because I never did it.
Right
from day one. Never. Yeah. Yes, I did hear about it, and it probably was taught in some of my classes.
Yes, yeah.
But I never did it because, to be honest, I just didn't feel I needed to.
Exactly.
Because I used my common sense and I just thought, well, it's the spirit world. We're setting our intention. It's the spirit world. We're working with the highest intention.
Exactly.
Why do we need to open up, close down?
Yeah.
Why do we need to do all that?
Yeah.
Surely you would just say, hello, spirit
I'm here.
world. I'm here. I'm ready to work.
Which is essentially just like picking up the phone to your family or friends.
Yeah, exactly. You don't need to go down and
do a whole process
of opening up chakras or opening up your light or
and each to their own.
Each
to be
to
fair,
their own
if that
on
works
different
for you, Fair
it's
enough.
certainly, I'd probably be sat there for 5 minutes before I started working if I did that.
I kind of think the only time that's maybe beneficial is for new people starting out, where
It
they
helps
want
them focus.
exactly, and they want that differentiation between
Yes.
spirit work and non-spirit work. But yeah, it's just not for me.
I know it's not for me, and I I think it's important to remember though that, even though that we sat there and we said this isn't what we did, everybody works differently, and I think
Very
it's
true.
however you feel comfortable, whatever you feel comfortable with doing, what works for you. It doesn't work for me and it doesn't work for Phil, but it doesn't mean to say that it's right or wrong.
That's very true, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. And isn't it strange, because as we've gone on with these episodes as well, on about going back to synchronicities, because we've digressed again because of me.
Because we always do.
But isn't it strange how even we have so much in common with our mediumship, say that, for example, but over the past episodes we've had other things in common as well, and to me that's strange that we've come to this. I mean, we now work together on the podcast.
Yes. Now, I absolutely 100% agree with you on that one.
Yeah,
it's very weird. Well, it is and it isn't, because obviously our paths crossed, didn't they?
Yeah,
and
we've known each other through mediumship.
Yeah.
But
And
even with the
I think we've
podcast-
supported each other, haven't we, really,
Absolutely.
through our journeys.
I
I'm
think-
your biggest fan.
yeah, she stands outside the
man.
doors with plaques and like screaming,
You're my tech man.
T-shirts with my face printed on them and whatever else. But yeah, I think even when it gets down
We
to...
are only joking.
Yeah, we are joking, yeah. She doesn't actually have T-shirts with my face printed on. I don't think. But even down to the podcast, like that time that I asked you, do you want to do a podcast? And we were just like, yeah, let's do it. Let's go for it. Yeah, fine, yeah. So yeah, it's really bizarre how people cross paths and then end up doing one thing or another. And I was talking to a lady, funny enough, the other day, and she said she'd bumped into a friend who she hadn't seen for like 30 years. And it was via another friend that she came back into contact with her. And it was as if everything was meant to be, and back to them being friends like they were 30 years previously. It was fascinating. Yeah, it was
nice,
really
that,
cool.
isn't it? Yeah, that's lovely, that.
So do you think that's universal energy that's drawn you to do that? Is it the spirit world? What do you think makes that happen?
Well, it depends. It depends on obviously the experience, because I think some things that we've got to be careful, because I think we've got to be sensible. Some things that we can put down to mere chances. We can't put everything down to the spirit world as much as we would like to. Whereas where I think, for example, where you said that you met people in Scotland,
yes,
I would possibly put that, personally, I would probably put that down to mere chance.
Yes.
Whereas I think sometimes people are brought into our lives for certain reasons, or we're guided for certain experiences or certain things. I do definitely believe that the spirit world do put things in our way to help us through life. So yeah, I think it's a bit of both, but I think again, like everything within, spiritualism with the spirit world, you have to use your common sense, because I think we can get a little bit sidetracked and put everything down to the spirit world when it's not necessarily.
Yes, yeah,
that.
And you've got to think logically, haven't you?
Exactly.
And think rationally before you come to make the decision that, that was something spooky or... it's the same with phenomena, isn't it? The spirit world must get blamed for absolutely all sorts.
Oh, you hear it all the time, don't you? Do you know what I think? Oh, actually, talking about that, a good one, actually, Philip, is photographs.
Oh, yes, yeah.
So, I have had people come up to me before and ask me to look at photographs. And they've said to me, "Oh, can you see a face in that?" And I've looked at it and said, "No, not really."
I've done that with you.
Yeah, you have, haven't you? And
yeah.
I've gone, "No, not really." What I can see is like blur, but yes, you could probably interpret that as a face, but I wouldn't necessarily say that was spirit.
The brain likes to make faces out of things, doesn't it?
Yeah, but you can make faces out of anything.
Yes, you can. Yeah. It's worth noting as well, I always mention to people, is that mobile phones, for example, orbs are the bane of my life, because most people that get so-called orbs on their photography it's not the spirit world at all. It's just essentially because of the type of sensors and circuitry that's used in digital cameras, and that's why you get them.
I think you've got to look at everything first, haven't you?
Yeah.
Where the light's coming from.
Yeah.
Especially with mobile phones.
Mobile
as well.
phones
They're
is the worst for
aren't
it,
they?
yeah. And I mean, mobile phones, for example, you can see infrared light on a mobile phone. So, for example, if you get your TV remote, shine it at your phone camera, press the button, you'll see the infrared light on it. So it just shows you how susceptible they are to other light sources that we maybe can't see with the naked eye as well.
I mean, we're not saying that, that the spirit world don't interpret themselves through photography, because I do believe that they do.
I've got a really good example of spirit.
Have you?
Yeah.
It's just that I do think that, you do, again, have to be really careful, don't you?
Yeah, you just got to think rationally.
Yeah, exactly.
And rule out everything else
before you. Yeah.
Which is, to be honest, that's kind of how I am with everything within mediumship.
I'm the same.
I have to, I think.
Yeah.
Just because of the way I think, but...
I prefer more scientific background.
Yes, me too, yeah. I actually met... I don't know if I've mentioned this in a previous episode, but I met a lady called Kim last year, and I won't mention any surnames just in case she doesn't want to be mentioned on here, but she's very scientific driven, and she was fascinating because she's researched a lot of things, done studying before she's come to the conclusion of there being any spirit involvement, which to me is perfect.
Yeah, exactly.
Give me that.
Yeah,
that's
definitely
ideal. And I think it's down to personalities, isn't it, as well? So some people are just happy that they've seen something that they perceive to be the spirit world, and they're grateful for that. Some people want to tear it apart and analyse it like us. We probably like that. We're like, oh, if we can find out, you better believe we will find out if it's spirit or not. So it's just down to different people and personalities and how they work with the spirit world. But yeah, I always think common sense, think rationally, rule everything out before you. Same with phenomena, paranormal, anything like that.
Yeah.
Think logically before we blame the spirit world, because they get blamed for all sorts, bless them.
They do, yes. When it's purely electrical or lighting or something simple.
So, synchronicities.
Yes, because we digress to photographs
all the time.
Actually, photographs it is a really good one, though, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Because I know that just before going back to synchronicities, I mean, photographs. I think there's a collection, isn't there, of photographs that somebody has?
Oh, up here?
Yeah, up
yes,
in the north
somewhere.
Somebody has a collection of photographs with the almost like
spirit orbs or spirit portraits on
them. I mean, I've not seen them myself.
I have.
Have you?
Yeah, and I'll be honest, I looked at about, I would say about 80-90% of them I looked at. I would say I could probably explain that.
I was going to say, because if we're going back to the 1800s, aren't we? Something like that. So the way photographs were developed then was in a dark room, wasn't it?
Yes, yeah.
And so much can be interpreted onto them as they're developing. It's not exactly.
Yeah, and I think some of them it's just blatantly obvious that it's fraudulent.
There was a lot of fraudulence around, wasn't there?
Some I think, okay, that's...
Yeah. Did you see any that you thought, well, actually, I can't really explain that?
Yes, yeah. I would say about 10% of them. The other thing as well, it made me think about mediumship itself with photography. And it made me... We're going back a few months, you mind? This was last year that I'd seen all of them photos, so... but it made me think about how the mediumship takes place, because a lot of people think you take a photo, the spirit world stood there with you at that moment. However, what I believe used to happen in the old school days is that the mediumship actually took place with the development of the image. So whilst the image was being developed, that was the time that the spirit world could manipulate the development of the photo.
Why it was being developed.
Yes, yeah. Whilst the actual image was being developed, that's when the spirit world influenced it, as opposed to being there at that moment. So, and the reason I think that is because historically, we take a photo on our phone, we've got the image straight away.
Yeah.
So for the spirit world to manipulate that, they have to be really. I'm just thinking as a
But why
plain
can't
old person here, but
why does it have to be just when it's developing?
it doesn't.
If it's
no.
the spirit world,
That's just my
you,
theory.
Then,
That's just my theory with the older.
The older, yeah.
Only because.
But why can it not just be while they stood there as well? So why does
I think it could be.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the really good example I've got was taken. It was actually in Northumberland at Chillingham Castle, and I was there with my parents, and me and my brother were stood, and my mum took a photo, and we got the photos, and that you can blatantly see this man stood next to us. Yeah, and
how weird.
Yeah, I won't name the name, but there was a controversial TV series. That went to said place as well. However, they did actually pick up on this same man. And I thought that's strange.
That is, yeah.
And it's a little bit more evidential for us because we'd experienced that probably a year or two before.
That's good.
So it was quite good.
Yeah, so there are things that can't be explained, aren't there?
Yeah.
I wonder if anybody out there that's, listening today have got any photographs that they want to send us that we can have a look at. That would be some photographs that you literally cannot explain, that you cannot put down to light or anything like that. I'd love to see some.
Yeah, that would be good actually. Yeah, because I've seen a lot, especially.
I've seen a few, but nothing that I could genuinely say.
Yeah, the best examples I think I've seen. So there used to be something called the Skulls Experiment, which was joined by BBC, actually, funny enough, back in I think it was the late 90s, and they did a big documentary on this circle that was happening, and they had loads of phenomena and stuff like that happening. Loads of scientists went into their circle, investigated it, stuff like that, and then later on, then they became known as the Norfolk Experiment. So they're still going now, some of them people, and they do a lot with photography. So they've got a specific setup that they tell you how to set it up. Mm-hmm. So everyone's doing the same experiment, if you will. And they get very clear faces on these pictures. Very clear, yeah. I'll have to show you them later because they are good.
Have a look. That'd be quite interesting.
The Norfolk Experiment. They get some really good evidence through them.
Yeah. Oh, well, if anybody wants to send us some photos in, you can email us at the Medium's Voice podcast
at gmail.com.
Lovely. Right, going back to synchronicities, Philip.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
You were saying before we...
Yeah. You probably wouldn't count this as a synchronicity, actually, thinking about it, based off what we said before.
Okay.
But I was coming to... Because I sit in a closed circle. You're part of that closed circle. We sit in that. And I was heading down to the place where we have our circle and got in the car, and this specific song came on. As soon as I got in the car and turned the radio on, this song was playing.
Now you mentioned that. Yeah. You see, I would agree with you on that
would you?
one. Yes,
right.
I would. Yeah.
And that song is one of my spirit helpers, their favourite song. They love that song. And I thought, isn't that strange how I've not heard that song since last time we sat?
No, because the said song, for particular reasons that we can't mention it on here due to copyrights, is not heard very often.
No, it's not, is it?
At all. So I would probably agree with you on that one.
And I think because I'd not heard it since last time we were at Circle, which is before our little...
And because of the chances of where you were going as well at that time as well.
It was so bizarre.
Yeah.
And I just sat in the car and I sent out a thought to the spirit world. I said, hello, okay then. I said, we're going there.
You didn't open up first, did you?
I didn't, funny enough, did I? Which tells you a lot, doesn't it? So, yeah.
Yeah,
strange how we get these signs and
I do love how they sort of let us know that they're with us and that they're around us. I had another one. I remember, it was October time. And I know that we all talk about butterflies and feathers and things like that. And do you know what? I've got to be honest. And I used to think, well, it's not really my thing, but
And then the spirit world just drops something in and like, you what?
It was late October. and I only had the door very slightly ajar. And it was probably because I was stood at the back door at the time, and it was so cold. It was late October. It was so cold, and it must have been maybe about an inch ajar, maybe 2 inches, something like that. And honestly, I swear, a feather came in through that tiny little crack and just dropped in front of me. And I'm like, no. Looking, are the birds around?
Yeah.
Because I do automatically think, and I thought, well, what are the chances of it just coming through the crack of that door like that, right in front of me? But
Slim
then,
chance.
you know, I don't know. Yes, maybe not. I don't know. But there was another one where it was winter time, and there was I found a butterfly in the conservatory at winter time.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
And I found that strange because you don't normally see them, do you?
No.
Especially around winter, and I found that very strange.
I remember that's just reminded me of a really creepy experience I had, which
Really?
was I was renovating a basement at a church once, volunteering again, and we went down there and there was just hundreds of butterflies on the ceiling.
Really?
It was so bizarre. I was like, oh, what's going on? Unless they were moths, I guess. Kind of moth thing. I don't know what they were, but they looked like butterflies. I'm pretty sure they were butterflies. But there was hundreds of them. I found it so strange. And we just like lifted the board out and put it outside, and then
They flew off.
yeah, or after about an hour, they all just start to go away. I thought, oh, that's bizarre. Some nature people
see,
don't know.
yeah, I was going to say, some people see butterflies as a symbol, don't they? A symbol of change and growth.
Well, there was a lot of change going on there, yeah, I tell you.
A renovation.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. We'll rip this out,
Yeah.
rip that out, yeah.
Anyway, it's been
Yeah,
really
I've enjoyed it.
really, really lovely to be back again.
Yeah.
And chatting. And we've got lots of exciting adventures this year, haven't we? Exciting things ahead, which I'm really, really looking forward to.
I think it's going to be a good year, isn't it? It feels
like it's going to be a really good year this year.
So hopefully, we never know. We'll see what happens, but keep sending in any thoughts and questions you have, and that'd be good.
Yeah, don't forget about the photographs. So if anybody's got any photos, that would be wonderful.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's been lovely.
Thank you for listening, yeah, and we hope you join us next time.
Yeah, so we'll see you next time. Thank you.
Yeah,
Bye-bye.
bye.